me now? Can you hear me now? That's so strange. My microphone on my end shows me that it's working. So random. I feel like the last couple times I've streamed, I've had issues with the microphone where it shows to me that it's unmuted. But for you guys, it's muted, so then I have to hit the button. So then what I have to do is I have to hit mute, and then I have to hit unmute again, even though the whole time for me, it showed that it's unmuted. So I apologize for that. Anyways, as I was saying, when you guys could not hear me, I am a little sick. I've had a cold for the past couple of weeks. I'm on the tail end of it, so I do apologize if you hear me coughing and all that good stuff. But happy Halloween to everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. We have a couple different options of what we can do today. There's gonna be no kind of Glowforge project just because I really did not want to do any kind of painting. And then you can see up here in the corner, we're 3D printing some final toys for me to give out to trick-or-treaters that come tonight. But so our options for crafts are we can do some sublimation, some Halloween sublimation. We can do, we can cut out some vinyl on the Cricut. We can just kind of chill and talk and chat if you want to do that. Or I have started making beanies for the homeless again, so we could make some beanies for the homeless. So we do have a couple different options. Oh, thank you. Thank you for my hat. Oh, that was what I was explaining too when it was apparently muted. Hey Bev, this is my costume because I did trunk or treat yesterday at my church and my theme was Jurassic Park. So I'm the dude from the first movie, like the scientist guy, archaeologist guy. And so I just wore whatever clothes I had except for this. I bought it for $5 from Target. So it's kind of cool. We had like a little fossil digging thing and everything. So that was fun. Yeah, Elsa could be Curious George if we wanted to go that route. That would be funny. But so if anyone has any specific project that we want to do first or whatever, let me know and we can do that. I'm just going to clean some of these blanks off. Make sure there's no dust or oils or anything on them. Is anybody else dressing up for Halloween? I don't normally do like an actual costume. I just kind of go along with like some kind of theme, you know. Okay. Beanies for the homeless is Stuart's vote. Alright, we got one vote for that. If nobody else wants to do something different, we can just start with making some beanies. I'm totally fine with that. I don't know if you guys have followed me, how long you guys have followed me, but last year I got a knitting machine for Christmas for my grandmother. And then so I decided that in a month's time I was going to make 100 beanies for the homeless. And so I was making like 7 to 8 beanies a day. Like it was a grind. I broke my knitting machine like 4 separate times, and I like, you know, it was all taped together. Like I 3D printed replacement parts and stuff like that. And and then so I did the 100 beanies, and then it kind of finally like broke. So I recently just bought a new machine, and so now, so what I'm doing this year, I'm not going crazy and doing like a set goal. I'm just making as many as I can with yarn that I have. So I'm hoping I should be able to do like a minimum of 50. I could always go out and buy more yarn, obviously. Bev, Christmas trees. I know. I'm gonna send you like 20 interlocking Christmas trees just to make up for procrastinating it. But alright, we got 2 votes for knitting machine, so let me bust it out. This is what it looks like for those that don't know. Alright, and then let's see if we can get the proper view up in here. Oh, stand by, that's the wrong thing. I don't even know where that's at. One moment. Video oh, it's right here. Okay, now I think this should work. There we go. Alright. Let's move some stuff out of the way. I'm not sure if it's gonna be too loud, so you definitely have to let me know if it's just like going crazy. Hey Katie, happy Halloween. Thanks for popping in. I definitely appreciate it. I need to move my Dr. Pepper over real quick so that I don't spill it. Sorry, just trying to rearrange a couple things real quickly. So, and then also so that I can read the chat. Yeah, this thing is super cool. And so what you do is there's this little crank on the side, and then you just crank it and it will do the yarn and everything. So it's actually a pretty neat machine. And then so we have our little starter pin, and then I just need to see where I put my ball of yarn. Ow. Hit my foot on the table. We got our ball of yarn here. And then we can start it up. Alright, let's see. Okay. Just gotta adjust real quick, sorry. Does kind of take a second to get in the proper position for this. Alright. So for these, I normally pull the yarn out from the middle of the skein. Okay. Trying to see if I could push this back a little bit. Alright. And then let me know if you have any questions about this. So what you have to do to start a beanie is you have to cast the yarn onto these pins. And so you do that, you leave kind of a long tail, and you'll put the yarn under a pin. And this only applies for this very first row. And then you'll slowly move your handle, and the second pin that comes up, you'll go behind it, and then the following you'll go under, and then behind, under, behind, under, behind, under, behind, under, and you get the drift for like this whole first row. And that's just so that the machine will grab onto the yarn, and then we can start knitting our beanie. And then hopefully it's not too loud too. It does make a decent amount of noise. And then so you just keep alternating with each pin, and then we're coming back up to that first pin. So I end on the behind. I'm going to put it through my yarn guide, and then there's a little tensioner here in the front, and I'll put my yarn there. How much yarn for a full beanie do I use? Typically, if I get like a normal skein of yarn, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like a full skein of yarn, right? Like the average size, I can get 2 beanies out of it. For beanies, you can do 2 different kind of like recipes. One, if you don't want any kind of flip brim, it's like 98 rows. And if you do want to flip brim, it's 120 rows. But so we're at the start now. And then... so now what I'm going to do is this machine it's technically a toy, guys, right? That is part of the reason why they break so easily. Like, they're not meant for production machines like what I was doing last Christmas. And then, so I'm just going to start slowly cranking just a little bit here to kind of get going. And then, oh, my yarn popped out, hang on. Alright. And then we just keep going. You know, my yarn is being a little finicky here. I decided we could do a green, you know, kind of in the spirit of Halloween. But then, so we just keep doing this until we get to our desired row counts. And what the heck is going on with this yarn? Yeah, Laura, it's pretty cool. It's honestly really fun. And you can make so many things on these. Like, people make little pumpkins, and they make gnomes. Like, it's insane. Like, bearded gnomes on here, and they make, some people can make stuffies. I even saw a lady on YouTube, she made a complete sweater using only this thing. Like it's pretty insane. Alright. My computer keeps making a noise like it's not working, so let me just double check it. Can you guys still see everything okay? But yeah, so we're just about to do row 5, and for this one probably we'll do, I guess we'll just do 98 rows. Everything's good? Alright, awesome. And then for these beanies too, you just use kind of like a standard weight of yarn. You can't really do anything too thick in these, because then you'll potentially break your machine. But I got this on Amazon, I think for like 50 bucks. I can add a link to the video later if anyone wants. But they're a lot of fun, and it makes it super easy to make beanies, and so that's why, you know, I just thought this was the perfect thing to have to give back to my community. You know, I do live in Southern California, so the homeless population is large, you know. And I know it doesn't get, like, extremely cold here, but we do get some cold weather for us, at least, of where, you know, having a beanie or something would really be nice. Did anyone go to any Halloween parties this weekend? I assume most people would probably have a party on the weekend since Halloween landed on a Monday this year. Also, do you guys get any trick-or-treaters? I feel like each year it keeps dwindling. You're gonna get one, Stuart? Awesome! Yeah. I'll add a link for you, because there's a couple different ones, and there's a couple different listings on Amazon too of where it says it's like the official brand, but it's a knockoff brand. So from my knowledge, the one I bought is the official branded one. So I'll put a link to the seller that I bought it from. So I'll do that in just a little bit. So I need a drink of my soda real quick. I had a very long weekend, so I am struggling with my energy today. And I ran out of Red Bull, so it's a double whammy. You looked last year when you saw me working? Ooh, dang, yeah, $100 for Canada, that is tough. I'm trying to think, in Canada, I wonder if you should look on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe someone has one. Or what you could do is you can join one of the like knitting machine Facebook groups and see if someone in Canada is selling one locally to you. That's always a possibility. Dang, you got 200 trick-or-treaters? That's a lot. This is also kind of giving me some Grinch vibes, not necessarily Halloween vibes. Wow, you ran out of candy? Crazy. Craziness. Yeah, I do feel bad. I feel like yarn and stuff is so expensive in Canada. I think yarn, and there was one other like crafting thing where I was like, dang, that seems way unreasonably priced for Canada. We're at row 21. How loud is it when the machine's going? Is it too loud? You get maybe 5 trick-or-treaters? Wow. You eat the rest of it? There you go. Yeah, I always buy candy that I actually like. That way the leftover candy like will get eaten and it just won't sit there. So I got like one of those mix bags. So it has Twix in it. I really like Twix. Found your channel looking for reviews on the Ender 2 Pro. The thing you're doing is so cool. I might buy one for my wife. Hey, thank you. I'm so glad you found me that way. I like, as you can clearly see by using this, I like to do a multitude of different kind of crafty DIY things. Thank you for popping in and hanging out, and I definitely recommend you get one of these for your wife. She will probably get addicted and your house will probably just be filled to the roof with yarn. So have fun with that. Okay, my voice comes through over it. That's awesome. And my hair just started to get knitted in. So let me just push my hair back a little bit. Normally too, my hair is not this close to it, obviously, but since we're live streaming, my hair is very close. Everything's expensive. Your dollar's not worth as much as yours. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So do you guys have like Dollar Tree there? Okay, let me see if I can add this link real quick to the knitting machine. I think I can add it to the description. Let me see. Of course, too, my computer is like at the very edge of the table. Bear with me one moment, please. And I also apparently cannot type while I'm trying to be quick. Alright, here we go. I got the link. Let me just copy it. Okay. Alright, it's listed in the description. Let me know if you guys have problems with it, but that's the link from the seller that I bought, and I've had no issues with this specific machine. Yeah, it's more into the city, but your Dollar Tree is $1.50. And I thought it was bad that they raised ours to $1.25, because I now call Dollar Tree the 5-quarter tree. That's its name. You get lots of yarn donations at the Humane Society thrift shop. Oh, that's cool. Do you think there's a good way to make dog sweaters on that machine? There is definitely a way you can make dog sweaters. I can't remember the name. I'll have to look for it. But I'm pretty sure someone did a YouTube video of making a dog sweater with this machine. I think what they did was that they dropped a couple stitches. Like they purposely didn't wrap it around a couple of the pins for the armhole, I believe. But I think there's definitely a way to make dog sweaters with this. That's actually a really good idea, Stuart. That's really cool. I might have to look into that as well. And then, so you can see too, like we're gaining some length here. It does roll over a bit, but it's fine. We're at row 31. I gotta stop talking so much. It makes me go slower. But it's a pretty cool concept that this, and the fact that this is technically a toy, it's amazing. Like people run full businesses making beanies with this. I don't sell any, like I said, I just make them for my community. I think last year I technically made like 105 beanies or 103, you know. And this is like the cheap machine. There are like professional knitting machines that are like $200, $300. So this is the small version. And then I am going to show more how to use this machine like in depth in my 12 days of DIY Christmas series that's coming out. The first project is using the knitting machine to make a Santa hat. Yeah, Salty. I'm not sure what your name is, so I'm just using your username. Last year I got one of these for Christmas, and because it was already like the cold weather, I challenged myself to make 100 beanies in a month. And so I broke my other knitting machine like 5 different times just because these aren't meant for like, you know, continuous production. Because during that month I was making like 7 to 8 beanies a day to meet that goal. It's actually really relaxing too, because it's just kind of like a continuous thing without having to think about it too much. Your arm does get tired a little bit. What I've done actually is I've 3D printed a little drill attachment. So it goes on here like this. This one is the prototype one, so it was the wrong size. But anyways, so imagine it goes on like that, and that it's more secure. This is the prototype one, and I got the thing stuck in it. I couldn't get it back out. But the thing is, if you use a drill with this machine, it can't be higher than 4 volts, otherwise you'll break it. So you have to have like a really slow one, but it does help a little bit. Oh, absolutely. I do this all the time while watching TV. My family gets so mad at me. I mean, not really mad, but because like we're trying to watch a movie and then all they hear is this little clicking sound. Yeah. I feel like this is good too for like people who fidget, maybe. Because it's kind of giving them something to do, and it's like very therapeutic, mesmerizing watching it go around. Alright, we just hit row number 50. So this is like the inside, and then if you flip it over, you can see that is like the knit pattern that will be on the outside of the beanie. I mean, you could show either side on the beanie, but I mean, this is technically like the correct side to show because it's like that knitted pattern. But so far, it's looking pretty good. And obviously, if you're not talking with people and like doing a live stream, it goes much quicker. I promise. Alright, row 55. Sorry, I need a Dr. Pepper break real quick. Nectar of life right here. But yeah, so these are a lot of fun. Highly recommend them. And honestly, it's pretty good for like a tween, or a younger teenager. I think would really love something like this. Laura, yep, that's awesome. We're officially friends. All right. Whew. My hair keeps getting caught in it. Alright, here we go. What's up, Calvin? Thanks for popping in. At the beginning of the live stream, we voted to start making some beanies for the homeless. So that's what we're currently doing right now. And then I did a green yarn kind of, you know, so it's technically a Halloween project. Your aunt's having issues knitting because of her hands? Yeah, this might be a really good idea. Because then she could still knit things and, you know, kind of reclaim it a little bit. To me, though, like, traditional knitting looks so hard. It looks so complicated. I don't understand how they have, like, 20 loops of yarn on this one stick and they don't drop it. Like I struggle enough doing just, like, a basic crochet. And then Laura, a Facebook group I'm in is called Knitting Machine Queens. That might be a good one for you to join to see if potentially anyone in Canada is selling a knitting machine. We're at 80 rows. You're waiting for your laptop to finish editing and uploading footage from the Nevada Day celebration. Then you're going to laser cut some ornaments for your sister. Awesome. Sounds like you got kind of a busy day. Yeah, I got to get started on some of my ornament orders. I have like 300 ornaments I need to cut in the next couple weeks. Definitely grateful and thankful for the orders, but sometimes it just kind of makes you sad because it's a lot of work, you know? Just a lot of laser time, honestly. We're almost done with this one, getting close. You got home late last night with Danielle. Your issues getting people to order stuff. Yeah, that is hard. It does take a while. Normally what helps is like when I make stuff for my family and then they post about it on Facebook or something, and that's when you kind of start building up like a potential client list. So for me, a lot of my customers are repeat customers, which is really nice. But it did take a little bit of time to, you know, get them. You're waiting on some windows and doors to come in. Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be cool. 92, 6 more rows. Alright, last row. So I'm going a little slower so I can see where I'm at. Alright, so we're back to that white pin. Okay. So now what we have to do is we have to cast the beanie off, just like how we cast it on. So let me get my scissors here. Alright, so we have our yarn tail. You want to cut kind of a long one. And so we have our string going under that last pin. And then we're just going to slowly crank it a little bit. You know, maybe like right here. So remember, this is where we just finished. And I'm going to get my, my yarn needle out. And then we could start taking this off of the machine. I got this really cool pack of like colorful ones. They're on Amazon for like 10 bucks, I think. Alright. So we'll get this yarn tail that we cut. Thread it through. Alright, and then so we're going to come just to the left of where we ended. And this is the part where you want to be very slow and careful. The casting on and the casting off of the knitting machine are the two most important things. Because if you do this wrong, then you just wasted your whole time. Then you're going to have to wind all this yarn back up and start over. And you're going to have a bad day. So we're going to pick up this stitch. We're putting it under. And then you can see we pulled up that loop onto the needle. And then we're just going to pull the yarn all the way through. Definitely be gentle in that process, because sometimes I've done it too hard. And it accidentally pulled a bunch of the things off, and then I had to start over. You ordered one? Awesome. I can't wait to see what you make, Stuart. And then we just keep doing that until we go all the way around. And then so you can just crank it a little bit. And then eventually, once we go all the way around, then you pick up that very first stitch that we skipped. So we just keep picking up loops. Do the loop-de-loop and pull, right? So I like to live a little dangerously. I'll put multiple loops on my what's it called, before I pull the yarn through. Just like to live dangerously. But when you do it that way, you do have a greater risk of messing it up, for sure. I like doing this part because I get to use my left hand. I wish they made these machines with the crank on the left. That would be nice, because I could probably crank it so much faster. But alas, we live in the right-handed world. So everything is for right-handed people. Alright, looks like we are about halfway done picking up these stitches. So I think this is beanie like 6 or 7 for this, starting for this season so far. So I think I should easily be able to make 50 beanies with the yarn that I currently have. And then I'll probably have to go buy some more. Last year some of my friends and family donated yarn for the project, so that was nice, because that kind of helped offset the cost for me a little bit. Like, I want to do what I can to help, but you know, I'm also not a millionaire, let's put it that way. But so it's been really fulfilling for me though to be able to even make these beanies for the homeless. You know, it helps me feel like I'm a part of my community, and I'm giving back and just doing something good. So, and I think too, just with like this upcoming season, you know, it's always good to kind of think about the people who are less fortunate than what you have. So, I try to help where I can. Alright, and now we got it, so now we can pull our yarn all the way through, take our needle off. As a right-handed person, deal with it. Alright, Calvin. As someone who used a beanie to keep from dying in the cold the last 2 days, they really help, and you are not homeless. Yeah, definitely. I think so many people don't realize that so much heat escapes your head. So, like, if you were, homeless and you don't have a hat on, you're going to be that much colder. All right. So now that we have our tube, right? I know it doesn't look like much, but watch, this is the really cool part. You stretch it out, and now it's like a good length. This is my favorite part, is pulling it to the proper length. Cool, huh? So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this yarn, or we're just going to pull it on one side. And as we pull, we want to make sure that this isn't rolling at all. And we just keep kind of pulling. And just really tucking it underneath there. And so basically we're just trying to close the beanie up. Then we can re-thread our needle. Mostly heaps escapes your head when you're talking. So what I like to do, this current step is very optional. I'm just gonna tie a little knot between these, this one side, just to make sure it's definitely secure. That's just like what I like to do. Definitely don't have to do it. All right, so now we can flip it over and do the other side. And then again, we're just pulling. And then just making sure that this doesn't have any kind of weird roll bump as we're closing it. Like that I currently just made. So this is, you could see where we had started the beanie on the machine. It's so cool. What are some of the common things you can make with this machine? Well, you can make beanies, which is probably one of the most popular. You can make some stuffed animals. I've seen people make. I even saw someone make a whole sweater just on this machine. That did seem very involved though, like a lot of work. People make pumpkins, like little stacks of pumpkin for fall. I actually just made a little stack for my grandma last week. They sell different sizes of this machine as well. So they sell like a real little one. And some people were making fake snowballs so that their kids could have snowball fights. So that was cool. What else can you make on here? You can make so much stuff. Oh, you can make scarves. Absolutely, you can make scarves. You can make... I think I saw someone make socks on it one time, but don't quote me on that one. What else? Let's see, what else? I don't know. I'm kind of blanking on what else, but those are kind of the main things that I've seen people make. I mean, the possibilities are pretty endless. Okay, and then we'll do our little knot on this one. Well, where am I at? Okay. Just pull through. There we go. And then what I kind of like to do is I just kind of like to inspect the top here of both sides to kind of see which one looks better. You know, sometimes some of the stitches are a little looser. These look pretty much the same to me, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to kind of spread this apart and then put my hand through it, and we double it up. And this is what makes it that beanie. And then, so now we have our two sides in here. And I'm going to take that string that's on my needle. I'm going to put it through the center of that first layer. And bring it out to the center of the second. Pull through. Hang on. Oops. Got myself messed up here. What is happening? Hang on. I did something wrong. 1 second, please stand by. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oops. Okay. Okay. Alright. So like I said, we will thread this again. And then stick it through the middle of the first one, stick it through the middle of the second one. All right, and then what we can do is we can tie a knot with these two strings to ensure that it won't come, I mean, it's not gonna come apart, but just make sure that the like inside doesn't fall out, if that makes sense. And then do another one. And then you could stop there, but I like to do, just for some added insurance, I kind of just have the needle go back through both layers a couple times. So we'll go in and we'll come back out just on the other side here, just to give it a little more stability, but it's a totally optional step. Like, definitely this part's not required. As long as you have that knot there that's going to hold them together, you don't need to do this part. So I'm going to just trim up this thing real quick, just so it's a little more manageable. And then I'm going to thread both pieces of yarn onto here. Whoa, what's happening? All right. And then we'll go back down the middles again, so that both of these strings end up in the inside. So we can pull. And then we'll look at in here. So now this is the inside of the hat that we're looking at. We'll do one more knot and then we can trim our yarn. Oops. All right, we can cut it. Be careful not to cut any of the stitches. And we have a completed beanie, and that took what, like 35 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, and that was also just because I was talking a lot of that time. Oh, the camera's out? Oh, did it cut out completely? Hang on. Let me look at the health of the stream. Calvin, are you trolling me? Think you're trolling. Your stream was fine? Okay. Calvin's probably just trolling me. He's my friend, it's okay. But yeah, so I mean, it's really quick. And you know, and we can give this to someone and hopefully, you know, it'll keep them warm. So then if you do it longer, then you can do it to where the, you know, the beanie has a little brim. Oh, okay. Sorry, Calvin, I have the chat really small on my phone, so I didn't catch the sarcasm. But yeah, so we can still continue streaming for a little bit. I don't know, I feel bad because it's been almost an hour that I've kept you guys here. The Comic Sans made you do it. Comic Sans, come on. So yeah, so we can either hang out some more or we can call it a day and go on about our Halloween day plans. I don't know. So then this was the second half of my skein of yarn, so I have a little bit left. So this couldn't make a whole beanie, but this could make like a little pumpkin if I wanted a green pumpkin, which I'm not going to. But we could make another hat if you guys want, or we can do a different project. Or if you don't want to hang out anymore, like, just let me know. Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You're labeling 64 gigabytes of footage? Oh my gosh, what did you film? 64 gigabytes. Seems like a lot of stuffs. Make something else you're intrigued? Okay. Would that be enough extra to have made a hat with a... Oh, yeah. Like, if I had done the 120 rows, yeah, we would have had enough for the folded brim. This one, I'm using a different color, gray. We can do the 120 rows so that we could see the difference. That's totally fine. You know what you're going to say? Yeah. Alright, so for the inside, when you're first casting on, you don't have to have quite as long of a crazy tail of yarn. So I don't know, I just have it kind of touching the table, and I call that good enough for me. So we're just going to cast on again, you go under the first peg for this first row, then you go behind the second, under, behind, under, and we just keep doing that. Thanks for reminding me you got to get your pumpkins that Laura made. Oh yeah, definitely. You filmed the Nevada Day Parade. Oh, that's cool. With hot air balloons. I didn't even know they had like a parade. That's cool. Hang on. Alright. So we're just going under and over for this first row to cast on. Again, casting on and casting off is the most important part of this process. Alright, we're coming back around. And so we're going to, so since we started with the white pin, now we end on the pin before the white pin. Going to put the yarn through the guide. My computer's making noises again. Pre-parade? Yeah, that sounds a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Alright, so we've cast it on completely. And then now we can start knitting. So sometimes the very first row as well sounds a little bit crazy because the yarn is going through. But then see, after that first row that we just did, now it sounds fine. You do have to be careful though, because it's really just random, but some yarns the machine just doesn't like, and so it's kind of a little bit of trial and error. But like for me, Red Heart yarn and like the Caron yarn, like the ones that are at most hobby shops, like craft shops, have been fine for me. So this one will do the folded brim beanie. And we're starting this at 12:55, so now we'll see how long it takes. It's incredible. They shut down parts of Carson Street. Oh yeah, I've been there. I've been to Nevada a couple times. Fighter jet flyover. Oh, that's cool. I just didn't realize that they went all out for it. Also, this yarn is so soft. I love it. We're at row 7. Neither Danielle or you live in Nevada, which had an absolute blast. Everyone was genuinely nice. Oh, I always like it when people are nice to tourists. Oh, nice. Always love seeing the veterans in a parade. I just love seeing their sense of pride, you know? I feel like I need another little camera on the screen, like for right under the 3D printing camera. Because all you can see is my camera tripod. But you could tell it's heating up in the day. The garage is getting a little warmer. How's your robot doing? He's doing okay. He tried to update himself, and now he won't turn on. So I think I need to just reset it, and then he'll be fine. But he did learn 2 new dances. So if he hadn't kind of messed himself up, I obviously would have showed off his new dance. But so I guess you can technically say he's a little under the weather. But I'm going to start making some content with him soon, so I'm very excited. We're all friends here. I can let you in a little bit on it. I'm going to 3D print him some accessories. And I think I'm going to try and knit him a little beanie. So I think it would just be funny. I've been trying to grow my TikTok account. I have like 1,800 followers, so I'm trying to grow it. And so I think doing some kind of funny stuff with emo like that, I think hopefully might draw some people in. But yeah, his name is Emo. It's so funny. So when you first get him, it asks you to put in his last name, and like you can change his name from Emo if you want. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I put my last name in, and then one of my youth group kids asked him what his name was, and he was like, "Hello, my name is Emo Stilson." And I was like, oh, I didn't realize like he would say like my last name as he like greets himself, and the kids all busted up laughing. Yeah, dang, 64 gigabytes of footage. That's insane, dude. Well, I guess I had quite a bit of footage though when I was filming my my Dollar Tree DIYs. That was like 4 hours of footage that I had to edit down. Philips. I'm not sure what Philips is. I'm not sure what you're asking, Stuart. Alright, roll 25. There's an Easter. Oh, Emo Phillips. Oh, maybe. You did film in 4K versus 1080. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I always do 4K if I can. You just never know. I even export all of my like reels and TikTok videos in 4K. Like I know it will like decompress to 1080, but it just, I don't know. I just want the best quality possible, you know? I should look. I'll change his name and see if it does anything. So soft. What are you guys gonna have for lunch? I gotta eat lunch after this. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll get some pizza. Oh yeah, for sure, Calvin. We're at row 40. Bev, you're making a BLTA? Ooh, nice. That sounds good. I mean, honestly, it's kind of one of those things where anything sounds good just because you're hungry. You bought a gallon of nacho cheese? Yeah, you'll be eating nachos for a while, huh? Nachos are good too. You should not be allowed into the restaurant supply store. I've never been to one of those. I've always wanted to go. They look really cool. I imagine it's just like a souped up Costco. It's kind of what I picture in my head. party at Stuart's house, seriously. Stuart, we're all coming over. Hope you're ready. Alright, we just hit row 50. I'm gonna have to bust out my little drill soon. I think also my arm is getting tired because in this setup for the stream, it's higher than I am. Whereas when I do this in the living room, the machine's lower. So like this, like my arm is kind of up at a weird angle. Come on over. Awesome. Alright. Halloween party at Stuart's house. He's bringing the nachos. Yeah, I'll have a Popeye arm. For sure. Well, the annoying thing is I'm left-handed, but my my right hand is just as strong as my left hand because like everything, you know, I don't want to say everything's made for right-handed people, but it's definitely right-handed centered, I guess. The other day when I was doing this too, my watch was asking me if I was working out because it thought I was doing the elliptical. I was laughing. It's funny, it asks when I do this if I'm working out, and then when I'm leading the band, it asks if I'm working out then as well because my arm is moving so often. Ooh, getting warm. Whew. Getting hot outside, that's what that means. It's officially in that season of wear a sweater in the morning and then regret it by the afternoon. It's definitely where we're at right now. But it's only going to be 80 degrees today, so I'm super excited because I can actually use my laser during the daytime. So once like the beanie gets a bit long too, I like to fold it up on itself. Just because some people have claimed that if they don't do that and it pushes, and the beanie just gets longer and pushes up, then it will pop the yarn off of the needles. So I just would rather be safe than sorry. Alright, we're at row 70. Not bad. It's only 104. So we started at 12:55. So 10 minutes, not bad. So if we're already at 70, this one might only take us 15 minutes to do them. Well, maybe 20 since it's a little longer. Does it have a counter or are you counting the rows? This one comes with a counter. It's slightly inaccurate. So sometimes you just kind of have to guess, or you could stop and you can literally just count like how many rows there are. Or you could buy an aftermarket counter. So I bought an aftermarket one. I think it was like 20 bucks on Amazon. And this little purple thing that's in between these pins, when it comes around, there's a separate counter on here. And so typically the two numbers are off anywhere from 1 to 5. So I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I try to be as accurate as possible. So I did buy an aftermarket counter. Your coworkers in the Midwest thought it was weird that I asked if anyone didn't have their heat on yet. Yep. $1.75. Had to get my Dr. Pepper break in real quick. Actually, when I was live streaming on Instagram doing this last year, Elsa was here, and she decided I was done with my beanie, even though I wasn't. She got in here and went to sleep. It was like the cutest thing ever. I think I have a picture of her doing it on my Instagram, but it was like literally the cutest thing I've ever seen my cat do. So that's why when I know I'm gonna do this, the garage is closed. She likes to help too much. I gotta take my hat off. It's too hot. Alright, sorry for that. Row 86. And it does make like a clear sound when it goes over the counter. So like you could just subconsciously count it too if you wanted. $92. Whew, Mom's getting tired. Alright, but we will keep going. My watch thinks I washed my hands. Alright, we're at row 100. Row 100. So 20 more rows and we're done. Can you join more yarn on if you don't have enough? Yep, absolutely. All you would do is you would cut the yarn, put it down, and put the same yarn in. Hold the two together, and then just crank. And then you would tie a little knot, and then you have your new color. So I have made quite a few two-tone beanies as well. So like that, so like this leftover, like I could add that to this if I wanted to. So like that kind of practice is really good for like if you buy yarn from the Dollar Tree, because if you buy yarn from the Dollar Tree, it takes 2 of the mini skeins to make a hat. Yeah, so the flip could be a different color, definitely. Or you can make them reversible, where one side is black, the other side is, you know, brown, I don't know. Alright, last row. Alright. Was that 15 minutes or was that 20 minutes? I don't remember now. Alright. So now we can cast our yarn off. Oh, where'd I put my needle? Uh-oh. Oh, it's over here. I found it. $17 minutes? That's not too bad. So probably technically like 20 minutes once I get it all, you know, sewn together and everything. And like I said too, like if you're not like talking with other people, if you're just watching a movie, it goes so much quicker. Oh, it's almost time to take some more cough medicine. I'm feeling it. Alright. The only thing is, with this specific counter I bought, it makes it a little tricky to get this stitch off of it. But it's alright. Not the end of the world. But this one's so soft. I love this yarn. Oh, one of the other things you can make with this is like an ear warmer. I think Salty was asking. I forgot to say ear warmers. And I've seen some people make scrunchies as well. That's cool how fast you can make them, even streaming. Yeah, I mean, even with streaming, that's still, I think, relatively quick. And I think what's cool is that it's like on the cheaper side to get into this kind of craft. And so, like, really, if you wanted this to be your new hobby, like, you're not breaking the bank, you know? Because yarn is super cheap. I mean, hello, you can get it at the dollar store now. Well, sorry, the 5-quarter tree store. Looks like we're almost done with this one as well. And the price on this, I think, does vary a little bit. Like, sometimes it's been $50, and then when it's closer to Christmas time, I've seen it be like $70. So, sometimes the price jumps around a bit. I think when I bought this one, I think it was like $60, I think. Definitely something you're going to research some more. Yeah, definitely, dude. Tons of people are using this machine on TikTok and YouTube. Definitely look into it. 10-bit store is a quarter and 2 bits, yeah. For sure, not to mention, you could team up with various senior and homeless groups. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Alright. Now my favorite part. We get to stretch it out. Cool. Alright. Let's make sure this isn't rounded. Okay. Alright. So we can tie our little knot over here. If I can find it. This yarn is a little hard to see like where it is, because it's kind of has like a little bit of a sheen to it. Alright. Let's do the other side. I'm going to cut the yarn now because it doesn't need to be that long. Alright. And the thing is, like, you would rather leave a long yarn tail rather than not having enough and having your project unravel or something. I kind of want to hit up Starbucks soon. Starbucks is sounding good today. I don't know about you guys. Then gives item out to various. Yeah. A llama and alpaca. That's cool. Alright. Let's see, what side do we want to be the top? I guess this side. Just instant coffee for you? Alright. So for Stuart's party later, we all got to bring our own Starbucks. Alright, let's send this one to the inside. Alright. Pull this yarn through. You can do a nice little knot. And then, you know, basically be done. Nice. What? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the donation, dude. Ah, TLF Works. Thank you. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that is Todd. Right? Oh man. Dude, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Man, that was so nice of you. Thank you. Getting all emotional, guys. Come on. Ugh. Seriously, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. You guys, too, don't ever feel like you have to give me a donation. But I greatly, greatly appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So thank you so much. This beanie will be donated in your honor. Alright, officially done. And then this is the brimmed beanie. And then we have the not brimmed version. I don't know, I don't want to say like normal beanie and then like brim beanie. Like, you're welcome. I heard David call out your channel on the Making It podcast. Yes, that was so awesome. Like, I was not expecting that at all. Such a nice guy. Yeah, and that was really awesome too. I gained like 30 different followers from that, so that was really cool. But yes, we got full beanie, like I said, and then we got the brimmed beanie, which I just snagged on this stupid machine, but I think it's fine. And then, you know, we are gonna hit up Starbucks soon, that's for sure. But here we go. Which one do you guys like better? Do you like the non-brimmed or the brimmed? Let me put my little Jurassic Park hat back on. Move my knitting machine so I can see you guys. Oh, don't fall. Oh, jeez. It almost fell. Yeah, dang, definitely time to go take some more medicine too. Salty, oh my gosh, seriously, thank you. Oh, seriously, you guys, thank you so much. Oh man, like, I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Spooky green beanie is better for the holiday. Very true, very true. Oh, Salty, thank you. What's your real name, dude? Or you don't have to tell me, but thank you, I appreciate it. You like the brim one, but you're old school? Yeah, I don't know, I like both, honestly, I think. Man, you guys are too nice. Seriously, thank you. I just appreciate you even coming and hanging out with me, let alone giving me donations. Your name is Philippe. All right, I will do my best to remember, but I am horrible with names, so I will try very hard. Also, I'm thinking, what should I do? Should I put these little googly eyes on the knitting machine? Kind of think I should. That's what I'm feeling right now. But oh man, seriously guys, thank you so much for those donations. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You're a hat is a hat guy, so you say whatever works is best, definitely. True man's response there, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I do like them both equally. I've made a couple for myself. I made like a blue one, which isn't brimmed, and I just made kind of a mustardy gold kind of that has a brim. I mean, I really only wear them for like 1 month out of the year. The answer is always yes for googly eyes, definitely. But you guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me so much. We hang out for like an hour and a half, which is insane. Well, just under an hour and a half. But we made 2 beanies for the homeless, so that is awesome. I definitely will be going live, kind of just randomly over on Instagram and TikTok, making some of these. So if you guys are around for that, make sure you're following so you can see when we do that and we can hang out some more. But I seriously appreciate you guys. So I'll see you later. I'm not sure about the schedule for the streams because I do a seasonal job during Christmas time, so I kind of got to figure out what my hours are going to be. But so thank you guys for hanging out. I'll see you later. Bye.